the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Are you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an intermittent heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Hi, my name is Sister Ebony Stevenson. I am your announcer for today. Welcome to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street here in Chicago, Illinois, and also live on Facebook. If you would like more information, you can reach us at www.facebook.com/TomaNation2 or give us a call at 773-952-8302. Now I'm going to recite our opening. In the name of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and the one who made time the seed of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aton, among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa as Odumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names. I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one, Almighty Spirit, and it is to that essence which I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the Lost 13 tribe, born in North America and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient but holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now I'm going to recite the 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1. We believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2. We believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3. We believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a now objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, vaccinations, gang and domestic violence, and trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the black community of weapons, break up the black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. 13, believing that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely cover our purpose to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Rahim Chesed Aton, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the communities of urban America. Our goal, to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission, to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal property, thereby creating job and or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto, let your light shine before men, that they shall see your good works. Matthew 5:16. Now we're going to recite our salute to the black flag. Everyone rise and cheer to the flag. The red, black, and green. Hopes in its future bright. Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it. Great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it. This flag of mine. Here's to the black of it. 400 million's back of it, whose destiny depends on it. The red, black, and green of it. Oh, flag of mine. Here's to the green of it. Young men and women shall dream of it. Face shots and shells for it. Maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it. Colors bright and pole of it. Pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what is told of it. Thanks to God for giving it. this great flag of mine. Please keep your right fist raised high in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people.
In the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, the one who made time to see the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aton, among the Hebrews as Ansaf, Yahweh, Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims in the Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribe as Olodumare, Obatala, and many, many other Orisha gods. I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one Almighty God. And it is to that essence whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the children of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are that lost 13th tribe, born here in North America, and we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the world flow through our veins. I greet you all in the ancient but yet holy words of peace in the languages of our fathers of Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Baragani, Alafia, Ashe. Peace, peace. Welcome, welcome to the Temple of Mercy Association, aka the Toma Nation. Again, you heard earlier, we're located at 616 East on 71st Street. I am Brother Minister Rahim Aton, founder of this great movement, along with the co-founder, Minister Omari Jahi Aton, and our First Lady of this movement, Sister Makita Aisha Aton. Today, I welcome you back into our edifice to hear what it is that the Creator is going to bring through me for you today. As you know, as Toma, we have our prescribed readings. And if you have been listening this month, you would know that our two prescribed readings for this month is a book called Black Root Science and a book called God, the Black Man, and Truth. We gave you some history on both books the last time I spoke, gave you some history on Ben Ami, And we talked about the black family. And you also heard us share with you what a true education would look like when black people start educating our children the way we did before 6,000 years. I say before 6,000 years because we know that this, what would I call them? I'm trying not to be real mean so early. That this other race, what you call them? Oh, see, I'm not getting there yet. That this people has only been here for 6,000 years. After the flood, they were wiped. They were here before the flood at one time. And the way they got here was through a system called evolution. And the theory of evolution is their story of how they got here at first. After the flood, they were destroyed along with the others on the planet. And the only way that they came back was through us again, but through a different process. The first, boy, it's just so much in there because these white people, I have to say it like that, have struggled to get themselves back into this realm of things so many times after being wiped out and destroyed. Before the garden and before Darwin's theory of evolution, a God, I'll use that term, that the Nation of Islam called Yaqub, created a race of white people. So we're looking at white people being on this planet and being destroyed twice. Now they're going to be destroyed for a third time and final time. Somebody clapping their hands. So I'm here to prepare us, black people in America, to be able to escape the wrath of God that he's bringing upon this earth. And we know that black people in America are that lost 13th tribe. And in that 13th tribe is a chosen among the chosen. You have us as a chosen people of God, but then you also have inside that chosen people of God a chosen few. And that chosen few will be that group that will be the catalyst that will bring about the destruction that will remove white people from off the planet. Along with a few black people, y'all. Yes, some of them going to be destroyed too because they're hard-headed, stiff-necked, mule-like, easy to be led in the wrong direction, hard to be led in the right direction. So they won't go under that scripture in the Bible that says we will all be caught up in the air with him. They won't be going. Yeah. So that's not my lecture, but that's where I was led for a minute so that I can explain some things. I know it's hard sometimes for you all in Facebook land or whoever's listening to really see the connection between what we teach here as nationalists and what the Bible teach, because your teachers teach you all a watered down version of what you're hearing today. And because he's teaching you that watered down version, you fit the scripture in the Bible of a group of people that are being served milk. If you come to this movement, you will get the meat. So my title today is called Let Us Bear Arms. Let us bear arms. And you would say, Brother Mess, I thought you was against bearing arms. Well, I want to explain that to you. We in Toma have been pushing this thing, the destruction of the black family, and narrowed it down to the destruction of the black child, then the destruction of the black male. Key word in there is destruction. And dealing with that, we moved into one of the main things that they're using. One of the main things that they're using to destroy us is by way of these guns, this gun violence. And we know that Chicago is not the only city where they have a rise in gun violence, and our people are killing each other back and forth day and night throughout the music industry and just regular day-to-day activity, people killing each other. Just yesterday, on 75th in Chicago, on 75th in Stony Island, right by that Jewels, there was a young man that went to the gas station and just started shooting up people. Some say 2 people were shot. Some say 5 people were shot. The point is, people were shot, and none of them survived. They didn't catch the guy. I had word from some people that work at Jewels that they knew who this guy is and that he's at least in his 20s, early 20s, that may have done this. But I'm not up here to act as if I'm the police and putting out an APB and all of that. That's someone else's job. I'm here to say that we as a people, and I'm saying this, and you got to prove me wrong, are afraid, Black people I'm talking about, are afraid to address actual gun violence. And when I say afraid to address it, I mean you are afraid to get to the root of the problem, whether you're a church person or just a regular street person. You're afraid to get to the root of the problem and dig up names of the people who are behind flooding our community with these weapons of mass destruction, where they have us in our communities at war, shooting miniature missiles and miniature rockets at each other every day. Yeah, they talk about the war in Ukraine. They talk about the war over in Israel, but they are barely talking about the war in our communities anymore. The aldermen, none of them. What are they afraid of? And I noticed, which I didn't at first, it slipped past me, that even when it comes to grants, they were giving out grants on public safety, not gun violence. But because under public safety, some people was trying to address the violence, but they have not given out a grant to help you with gun violence. Public safety. That was a good one, though. Y'all got me on that one, but I called it. So I'm telling Black people in America, for those who are truly spiritual, let us bear arms. For those who got these gun cards and concealed and carry, let us bear arms. Because now it's not this or that, it's this and that. So we need both. We need the spiritual people who can mount up with the army of God and put on the armor of God and use the weapons that God gave his spiritual people in order to battle this war, to battle in this war. So now, it says, let us bear arms. And just for Facebook family, we're going to go a little bit past 30 minutes because I want to share with you so much. As of the 10th of this month to the 16th, just this weekend, 9 people shot and killed, 20 people shot and wounded, total 29. Homicides, 11. Then there was something about a sister and brother that was killed. One 15 years old and the other 24 years old was shot to death overnight in the 200 block of West 109th Place. All right? The siblings were sitting in a vehicle when a gunman opened fire during a robbery. Another shooting on 159th Street on the expressway, I-90, northbound, caused a traffic jam. All we looking at is just this weekend. And nobody wants to fight this war. So that's why they gave us ceasefire. A little miniature, I have to use that term, a little miniature, little program that barely scratches the surface of what the real deal is about. A program started by a man whose sole purpose, his sole purpose, is to prove that Black people are genetically prone to violence. His name is Gary Slutkin, by the way. If you look on Facebook and see that he's speaking somewhere, now you know what to go there and say, because I'm going to say it here. Gary Slutkin started ceasefire. And his goal, let me let you know, he's a Jew. All right? And we've said since 1990 that the Jews are doing to us what Hitler did to them in Germany. Why would you say that, brother minister? I'm saying it because I see it, but they're using a different method. The people who own the alcohol industry, the Brofman family, they're Jews. Their father, their grandfather was the head of the World Jewish Congress. The people who are behind the guns, yes, the Arabs are selling it, but we blame the National Rifle Association, a bunch of redneck Caucasians. So here we got two sets of white people that are out to destroy us. We the target. COVID was targeted to the Black population. A lot of people, as usual, like with AIDS, it backfired on them. More white people with AIDS, more white people died of COVID. And the reason why is because God is with us. Let me read something real quick, and God, the Black man in truth. It says, now this was written, remember I told you all, in 1987. All right, see if it sounds like today. Why do economic woes, political setbacks, and catastrophic events disproportionately affect us? Why does the African American continue to wallow in mire as a permanent underclass, a prey to virtually every new immigrant arrival? Uh-oh, I thought this was written in 80-something. Sounds like today, don't it? The answer to these questions is surprisingly simple. We disobeyed the laws and commandments of our Creator. We turned our backs on the Creator. As a result of this impasse, we were left vulnerable and exposed to a host of evils, among them a divinely authorized and sanctioned chastisement at the hands of a terrible enemy. We are a people who, despite continual catastrophes, have a special bond with God. Only a people who have a sacred tie to the Creator of the universe, an inside connection with what we call the man upstairs, could we have survived all of these ordeals. Even sitting right now in the midst of him, he sleeps not. He represents that in the Bible where it says the devil sleeps not, but he's walking up and down, to and fro, 24 hours a day, seeking who he can devour. It says he sleeps not. And this Satan is so good that not only is he the white man, but he can get inside of you. He can influence you internally, but he also can influence you externally because he knows that every man has a price until he meet a real man of God who's priceless, and you can't buy him because the moment you come and face him, he knows the enemy is who he's facing. So now, Ben Ami letting you know we are the children of God. Now let's look at something else right here about this Middle East thing real quick. And he wrote this in 87, but y'all need to know this. The Middle East was previously connected to the continent of Africa prior to the excavation of the Suez Canal in 1859. When they created that canal, that split it up and split the Red Sea. The countries of Israel, Syria, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, which we now refer to as the Middle East. In 1945, it was originally, a term coined by war correspondents during World War II. Prior to 1945, originally comprised the northeasternmost part of Africa. In other words, the Middle East is Northeast Africa. They don't want you to know that. And all them Arabs, they replaced black people. It was black people there. Before the Palestinians, it was black people there. If you read Black Root Science, it tells you exactly how that happened and how blacks were the first people over there in that place they call in Israel before the Palestinians. See, some of y'all got to go get these books because I don't have enough time to go all the way into it. But we know we were here first, but we don't act like it. So now I'm going to read some stuff to you real quickly. In the book of Joel, in the Holy Bible, 3:9-11. It says, proclaim ye this, prepare war. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Now, a plowshare and a pruning hook are tools that farmers use and gardeners, people who deal in gardens and whatnot. But he's saying here, beat them in the swords. Beat them in the spears. Assemble yourselves and come. Gather yourselves together round about. But then you go to Isaiah 2:4. It says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So you're seeing the same thing in reverse, right? But understand we're talking about a gardening tool. And we're talking about nature. Nature. I'm saying we're at war, but the reason why we're not winning the war, because we are a natural people, and the people that we're truly going to be fighting are unnatural. And we're using his unnatural methods to fight him. And that does not work. See? And what we got to do is recognize that we were a peaceful people. See? How do you know, brother? Man, it's because we were one with nature. We were one with things that were natural. We were in the field and we were working with God and working with nature, planting, pruning, and all the things we needed to do to grow these crops to feed ourselves. And we were at peace. So what is it telling us? We were a praying people. What are our weapons? I'm telling you what they are. But see, in order to exercise these weapons, you have to have a certain level of discipline that a lot of our people don't want. So our weapons are lying dormant inside of us because we want to eat what we want to eat. And they're going to tell you what to eat so that it can remain dormant. Minister Joshua told us, and the day he told me that, I began to see him everywhere, that most of the seafood in the sea is poisonous. And they got to do something with their seafood. So they started opening up a whole lot of seafood restaurants, names you never heard of, throughout the black community, so they can get rid of that poison stuff and put it in us. When he first said it, I only saw 2 or 3 of them. Now I've seen over 20, 30 of them. Then I ride through other neighborhoods. When you do some DoorDash, you see a lot of difference. I rode through the Arab community. Don't look nothing like ours. And they don't care if you don't look. They'll make sure you won't move in because every store you go to is written in Arabic. So you wouldn't know where you was going no way. I was in the Chinese community. Look different than our community. But they all got to notice when they came to America, go to the black community if you want to get rich. So we're nobody but somebody at the same time. So they know, just like if you make a lion or a tiger dormant and take him out of his environment and he walk around, he's serving the purpose that they got you coming for, so that you can be amazed at what's going on and see the jungle animals and things like that. But they got him very passive. So he won't jump out and bite and kill you or nothing. That's the same way they got us, y'all. They got us very passive. And all the ones who act outside of that, they jail them like you cage an animal. See? Yeah. And then and now they're trying to prepare our children for jail. The new schools look like courthouses. The high schools look like jails. You go in a room small as a cell. And you got books in there like you do in your cell. But I told you 2 weeks ago that our people learned outdoors, not in a jungle, but in a garden. Jesus was giving you the hint. In the very beginning, they called Jesus the second Adam. Why? Because they pointed back to the first Adam, and where were they? In the garden. The last conflict that took place with Jesus, where did it happen? In a garden. Now they're telling you prepare war, and they talking about using garden tools to turn them into weapons of war. On the day after Jesus' so-called resurrection, he was seen in garden clothes from a tool shed. What was God trying to tell us? We know in Black Root Science that when we taught our children in the garden, they were able to relate to nature, and there was a sign in the animal that reflected their mentality. Wasn't no tigers and snakes and spiders and all till white people came. I'm telling the truth. Now I know why I kill them. I didn't know why I be killing spiders and all that. That's the closest I can get to white people and don't go to jail. I better cool out. Let me get back to this. So now, I'm gonna break it down what I was trying to tell you, all right, about our weapons. Prayer, fasting, meditating, becoming one with nature and the things that are natural to us. You can't do that if your mind is in turmoil. You can't. Your mind have to be at one. Your mind have to be at peace. You have to have what I call calmness of spirit in order to win this war. But as long as they can get you out of yourself, as you say, out your body, that's what some of the young people say, then they're winning every time. If you can't discipline yourself and control your appetite, knowing that this world controls you by your desire, you cannot fight him. Prayer alone ain't gonna get it. Fasting alone ain't gonna get it. This is a recipe. And if you miss one part in the recipe, you're not gonna be able to do what you need to do to overcome this enemy. How do you know that, Brother Mills? Well, in the Bible, It said Ezekiel was given a book, and the words were, take ye and eat. He didn't say some. Read it. It said all of it. All of it. But we have a habit of taking the part off the plate we want to take off. Leaving the part we want to leave. Taking the part that's pleasing to us. Taking the part that's easy for us. See. But most of the time, God gives you the road that's least traveled, not the one that everybody traveling. See. And so, to be one with nature, to be one with things that are natural, to have a calmness of spirit makes one a nature. Hear the word natural in there? Nature. Hear the word nature in there? Nature. In ancient Kemet, the word nature was the word they used for God. So I'm just telling you, it makes you a God. But you're not going to be a God walking the concrete jungle, looking at stoplights and flagpoles and all of this other crap. You got to get in the mind of a God, and God's recognize nature. And when you recognize nature, nature submits to you. I know y'all didn't hear that. I'm going to read some more. So now they took regular garden tools and beat them into swords. See, this is the physical thing. And say, let the mighty one say, I'm strong. Then we got Ephesians. Let me read that to you. It says, Ephesians 6, 10 to 20. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. That's the one I like. See, when you are working in the power of his might, after learning all what you know, you be more confident in what you can do. And you don't fear nobody. You don't fear no thing. Because you know that we all got to die one day. I say if I die, I want to die only two ways. On the battlefield or on a high note on my knees with purple rain hitting that high note. Them only two ways. If God can grant it. I'll just be hitting it and I fall straight over. Say you don't want to be there that day. I don't want to be the one with the cape. Oh, the cape, that was bad me falling over. Let me shut up. Let me teach you. Says, put on the whole armor of God. See, we got some people who won't even do that. Because we keep picking and choosing. See, God didn't let me get away with my way of doing what he asked me to do. He showed me the way. But he had to first take the horn away from me so that I can see. He had to take things that I love away from me so that I could see. And so we got people who will say, well, I'll just take the sword and shield. Then you got some people who say, I'll just take the helmet of salvation in the feet and so I can walk in peace. But it says the whole armor of God. You got to be that way so that nothing can get in. And when nothing can get in from the outside to influence you, the only thing you have to deal with is internal. Y'all get that? That's it. And that's enough by itself, dealing with the internal stuff. So it says, why should you put on this armor? So that you might be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. That's why you need it. Because you got the devil coming at you 24 hours. How can he do that? Is he that smart? Yeah, he that smart. He come at you 24 hours. On TV, on Instagram, on all in your phone, all in your head at the same time, coming to you from your parents, your friends, all day long. So you need the whole armor on to fight it. If you're missing one, he's going to come through that way. The one you don't use is the way he come in. That's how you open the door. Yeah. That's how you open the door. Look like she really listening. Boy, I hope you're catching it. If you don't, it's going to all reveal itself to you in the future. I believe you. tells you that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Again, you can be on a spiritual journey and think you got it all going well and gonna meet Satan right there on your spiritual journey. And he gonna look like he righteous. Because you gonna think he righteous because you on the straight path. So you ain't automatically gonna have your guards down. I'm on the straight path. I'm on my way. And you gonna meet him and say, well, he can't be devil because he on the straight path with me. He must be all right. And you get to talking to him and believing in what he say, believing in what she say and all that. And they just quoting scriptures to show you that what they mean is what it really is and all this and that. Oh, they're going to be doing it. Then you're going to realize you're not growing because the road is an ever-ending road or never-ending road. So wherever you stop is where you stay. And it's always somebody keeping you there. But it's so much more to learn. It's so much more to know. It's so many more victories we could have. But we got caught with this one. And if he ain't moving, you ain't moving. I'll put it to you like that. So you have to snatch yourself away if you're in the word and you're studying it and you're manifesting it. Did you hear the second part? See, everybody like to forgive us our trespasses part of the prayer, but not the other half. See, I said it's got to be, you got to not only study it and learn it, but you got to manifest it. If you can't manifest it, you need to go back to the drawing board. Because you say, forgive us our trespasses, but as we forgive those who trespass against us. Say, how you going to expect me to forgive you, but you can't forgive nobody? It's not going to happen like that. You can't forgive nobody, then you will not be forgiven. That's a universal law. You don't even have to say God. Just know the universal laws. They're going to happen whether you recognize they exist or not. The only thing that happens when you recognize them, you're able to control it better, and you can direct it then. But it's going to use you all day long, whether you know it or not. So we dealing with powers, principalities, rulers of the darkness of this world. See, they're not talking about the world in itself looking dark, but it's talking about the mind of the individual running it. That's what it's talking about. You got some people running this world and their minds are dark against the light. They, matter of fact, repel it. Yeah, they repel light. And the reason they repel it, because if it's the light of God, they can't use that. So they created their own artificial light. Yeah. See, them the same people, like when we talking about prepare war and you take your swords and turn them in, your pruning, your plowshares and turn them into swords, they take a little toy called a drone and turned it into a war machine. See, that's how they have to do. That's how they do. See, they take their little machines, toys and all, and turn them into war machines. But God didn't tell us to use their method. He said, go to the ground, go to nature, study it. Why is that, y'all? Because we expressed these natural foods, these natural flowers, these natural animals. We expressed it from ourselves. They are a part of us. We expressed it. And when we were being taught, at the time we were being taught trillions of years ago, there was no term called evil. There wasn't even no vocabulary. No evil. I think the Bible meant something about good continually. That's what it was. Continually, every day. And so this is why parents have to be stewards. They have to guard their children from the evil machinations that come out of that television, that come out of your telephone, that come in all these different programs that they throw in. Even these award shows that became, all they was missing at that, I think it was the Grammys, all they was missing was a pole. That was it. They should have put the pole right in the middle of the floor. All the artists, because it took a swing on the pole. They had the clothes on already. That's what you see strippers wear with most of them. I can't name the artists, but I saw some of them half naked. But that's the Grammys. And what is that teaching the youth? What is that teaching our children? They're not even promoting anything to none of us 30 and up. They promoting it to those 20 and under for the future. The white man is ahead of us, and we're just following everything he placed in our face right here. That's all we're doing. We don't want to run ahead like God gave us the ability to do and tap into where they are and what they're thinking of concerning our future and what they're doing to us today to guide us into that future. We don't want to do what it takes to get to that point so we can see that devil as he truly is and discover what you may call it, a counter, that's what I'll call it, a counter attack against their attack. You can't counter nothing with a grant. You can't counter nothing sitting at the same damn table that they're sitting at, asking them for something to pull you out of something that they're making money from. And you believe that they really want you to be free. You believe that they really want you to be the God that God made you to be. You really believe they want you to have the recipe that'll bring that God up out of you, that you would be what you're supposed to be. They know that if we come up, it's automatic that they got to come down. That's another universal law. So we fighting against these rulers. And the biggest problem black people got is that we can't get to the enemy because there's so many of us blocking for them. So many of us. And some of them you'll wind up finding out they're your friends. That's why some of us don't want to dig so deep. Because our friends' names come up. Yeah. Our associates come up. And now you be walking around like I'm by myself. Or you going to say, well, if it's that bad, if you can't beat them, might as well be with the winning team. That's how some of us think. We think the alderman can save us. We think the mayor can save us, so we voted him in office. Save us, Mr. Mayor. Save black people. Mr. Mayor can't even save himself, let alone black people. God takes the so-called foolishness. When people look at some of the stuff we do and teach, they call it foolishness. God takes what the world calls the foolishness and make them wise. Isn't that deep? We're fighting against the prince of the power of the air. And we have to mount up with wings that we might meet Satan in the air. Imagine that. All day long, if y'all can understand, I'm up on this podium and I'm talking to you, and my words is going across airwaves and frequency. Meeting them in the air, right? When you listen to television or look at something on your phone and it's talking, someone is sharing with you their thoughts. And the moment you believe and listen to it, a part of how they think and believe is a part of you now. And it's a continuum back and forth. So how can you mount up with the proper wings that will give you the thrust that you need to meet Satan and battle him in the air? We try to have our own social media site, but black people won't support it. Different ones of us, like the person that Omari worked with, DeMarco and James Dentley, want our own radio stations, but we can't purchase the FCC volume of waves or whatever frequency that we need to really project to a large number of people. See, Stevie Wonder had his own radio station, but I bet you never heard it. Because they wasn't going to let him by the level of frequency that he can compete with 103 and all those others. But they'll let him be a DJ or something on their station, but they're not going to let him have his. Did you know James Brown had his own radio station? Did you know James Brown had his own private jet? That's right. Did you know James Brown was working on his own television studio before they, did what they did with the IRS? Showing you they don't want us to have our own. They don't even want us to have our own security in our own damn community. Before we go off, I'm going to say this. What we got to do is come together. And I know you heard this 1,000 times because I know I have too. I hear it so much I don't even go to meetings no more because it's just people running their mouth. But I'm going to say it again. I'm going to give you the problem, and I'm going to give you your solution for those who are physical. I just gave the spiritual people theirs. Got to come back to the Creator. You got to become part of the oneness of this God mindset. You have to reconnect, and you have to get in order. According to the Bible, it says get your house in order. You have to get your house in order. This house in order. You got to stop fighting against what you could read it in the Bible. You could read it in the Masonic rituals. You could read it in all kind of different books. The Hosea, you could read it in the Bible. You could read it in the Old Nephi. It all talks about moral principles of righteous conduct. All of them do. And each one requires a discipline because you're constantly bombarded with the things of this world on a 24-hour basis that you got to stay prayed up. You got to. Because wherever you lacking is where Satan come in. Whatever part of your life you lacking in is where Satan come in. And he's coming through whoever and whatever he can come through. And if you done got so caught up, you become blind. And then the blind can only lead the blind into a ditch. Where else can he lead you? He blind and you blind. Where y'all going? Y'all probably can't get out this room if both of y'all blind. Don't let me close the door. And you find that you don't bump right into the door. So now, I'm going to read this because I don't know how much time I got. I'm saying that, I'm going to give you an example this way. Let's take the OMIB, Hospitality Patrol, if you want to call it, Watch Patrol, if you want to call it. And I will say Nation of Islam, but I'm going to use the OMIB. The OMIB is known to hit the streets, side streets everywhere, and we're known to not be armed, right? So we need to get those brothers and sisters who are so spiritual that they fear nobody or no thing and that they can walk those streets and have a covering. And then at the same time, now watch this, those who have conceal and carry, they should be in vehicles. And we should be patrolling 4-block radiuses, 4 blocks north, 4 blocks south, east, and west. Each group, all right? OMIB, unarmed. The other group, armed, right? Now, we got this 4-block radius. The ones that are armed know that if somebody decides to get crazy with us, they're going to be right there. We know that we got a work that we need to do. Let me give you a good example. That guy who got to shooting people at the gas station. How about if the people who had concealed and carry could all pulled over and got their guns out? Somebody go in the grocery store and rob the grocery store and everybody pull out their guns. People would start thinking twice, wouldn't they? You know. But we want to just walk around and, well, he ain't messing with me. So I ain't gonna do nothing. See. So that's how we can work together. I wouldn't say put your guns away or throw them away. If it's conceal and carry, then you need to be with us too. Because we got a part and you got a part. But if we don't get up and do it, nobody's going to do it. Yeah, we want education for our children. Yeah, we want all this and that. We want real estate. We want that. And everybody want to tell me all this is before addressing gun violence. And I'm going to tell you what you're telling me. You telling me you want to be like the Palestinians. What do you mean, bro? Man, damn, that's cold. That's what you're telling me. You want to be able to build and have your business and build your homes and all in a community riddled with gun violence. Missiles and rockets flying everywhere outside of your business. And you're going to do like the Palestinians. Bomb fall, you duck for a minute.
For our weekly Sunday worship service, we invite you and your family to join us live every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street at our new time from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. and on Facebook from 12:30 to 1 p.m. If you have enjoyed what you have heard, please feel free to support us with a monetary gift on Cash App at $TOMANATION. Once again, that's $TOMANATION. This will conclude our live stream. The message you have been listening to will continue live here at the Toma headquarters. Black Power.
Eternal divine spirit, the one that caused all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!